Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the CFA championship game. Tonight we are live from Five Star Stadium in Thornton, Colorado. I am your host tonight, Scott Sledgester, and I thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be doing a bit of a one-man band tonight, although I might end up recruiting the house announcer, Devin Robb, since we are sitting right beneath one of the speakers, and we can hear him pretty clearly, as I'm sure you have figured out by now. Tonight's game is with the Loveland Elite in white with gold helmet against everyone's safety visor, the Colorado Greyhawks, gray helmet and eye-bleeding yellow from there. Ooh, that's painful. Well, I'm really excited about this game, and I hope you are too. This is going to be a fun one. About to do the kickoff here, and they're bringing me lineups, so should be able to have hopefully a decent broadcast for you. And the game is now underway. We've got a deep kick all the way back to the 10.
On the return, it's a block, crosses the 30, breaking that tackle, a little dance, and finally just steps out of bounds. Josh Sampson running about. There are two flags down. One at the 44 of the Elite, the other at the 42 of the Elite.
You know, I think Devin's going to end up being more on the show than he realizes, since we're sitting right under his speaker.
Legal formation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty be added to the end of the run. First down.
So with the penalty, the Greyhawks will set up shop at their own 39 with a first and 10.
Well, Greyhawks are going to start their first offensive drive here of the game. They're lined up on the 39-yard line. Julian Banks is under center. And this is one of his favorite lineups. 3 left, 1 right, 1 in the backfield.
Julian Banks on first down with the fake, and now steps up and completes the pass, and now across midfield, a first down and then some. And inside the 45-yard line goes Outlaw, getting the first down to the 42 of the Elite.
Yeah, that was an easy drive. Just take that down.
And they put it down on the 41, so that's a gain of 20 and a first and 10 Greyhawks on the Elite 41. Banks to throw again, and that is up and incomplete into the reach of Aromas Robinson. And that'll bring up second and 10 at the 41.
Let's see if we can't adjust the mic here and let you hear Devin a little better. He's a professional. I just play at being an announcer. Problem is, we can also then hear the folks sitting underneath my window. And sometimes those are conversations we don't want to hear. But we'll have to see what happens tonight. And a man in motion, Banks hands it off.
He's down to the 35-yard line before being brought down.
Yeah, he's able to power down on that.
By Noah Harold, as it'll be third down and 3, ball on the Elite 34.
Banks comes up under center, but we've got
And
a
piece of
flag.
dirty laundry on the field.
False start. 78 offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So that puts the ball on the elite 39. 3rd down and 8 for the Greyhawks.
Well, the Greyhawks started off well, but then they ran into a bit of a wall from the elite. They're now on 39, looking at 3rd and 8. They come up to the line now. This time they flipped it. They've got 3 to the right, 1 left, but 1 in the backfield.
Banks
He's going to roll to his right. That is complete.
Inside the 20, he makes a move down to the 10.
And he is on his feet all the way down to the 10-yard line.
After making the catch and a nice run to give the Greyhawks a 1st down and goal. First and goal at the 9 of the elite after a gain of 30.
Folks, I'm being told that you guys can hear Devin pretty well. And since he is a professional announcer, I'm just going to let him do a lot of the calls. And I'll hop in and out as I can or as I'm needed.
Banks on 1st and goal. He's under pressure. He gets away. He's on the run, a dive.
And this will allow me to focus more on the camera work and maybe even get a couple replays in if needed. Feel free to ask questions in the chat rooms. It'll take me a couple minutes to maybe pick them all up, but I will try.
9-yard TD catch for Robinson and the Greyhawks.
Just like that, the Greyhawks jump out to a 7-0 lead. And I'm talking over Devin here. Sorry about that.
Chris Fournier adding the extra point. 3 minutes and 6 seconds into the 1st quarter. Greyhawks 7, elite nothing.
The Greyhawks are going to line up to kickoff here. The Elite have 2 in the backfield. They're pretty well spread out, so we'll have to see if he's going to kick to them or... Oh, yeah, they do.
That kick just bounced through the end zone, a touchback, so the Elite will start at their own 25, 1st and 10.
Folks, I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what just happened, but we lost signal for a second.
Landry, the quarterback, under pressure, getting away. And now completely reverses field, stops and throws it out of bounds.
He throws that one away to get away from pressure.
Zell was in the area, as was Noah Pandrak, number 30. Number of defenders in there as well, 4th and 8 at the 27. Neverdal just getting the punt away. Mamerzic taking it at the 33. And he gets into elite territory, had nothing but room initially, then gets run out of bounds. A little bit shy of the elite 40-yard line, is among those chasing him down. Included number 95, and that is Lee Chiappo. So a first down and 10 coming up for the Greyhawks. Ball at the 42-yard line of the elite 25 on the return.
Yeah, folks, I am sorry about that. I don't understand what just happened with our signal, because it just dropped out, but it's back now, and hopefully that will remain. So we're looking at 1st and 10 here for the Greyhawks. They are on the 42-yard line. Julian's once again working from the shotgun.
Here is the draw.
Quick handoff, but
he gets taken down right away, running into Javier Estrada.
Yeah,
Harold helping out as well defensively.
He doesn't really get anywhere on that.
We'll just call it a loss of a half yard, 2nd and 10 and a half at the 42 and a half. Banks giving to Smith this time a little more room, and Smith is a first down and then some inside the 30-yard line. Butter Hicks running him down with help from Josh Sampson. 1st and 10 for the Greyhawks at the 28 of the elite in a 14. This time, fake to Smith, get it out to, is down near the 20-yard line, goes Mamerzic, just a little bit shy of the first. In August, he picked up a snowman, 8 yards, 2nd and 2 at the 21. I correct myself, it was 7 yards, 2nd and 3 at the 21.
Greyhawks, first of the half.
During this timeout, we will remind people that if you are not on the roster of either one of these teams, nor the coaching staff, you need to be in the stands. So if you're not on the roster nor the coaching staff, you need to be in the stands, please. It is Smith on the give, making a move, but then getting stopped in his tracks by Javier Estrada. Loss of a half yard, 3rd and 3.5 at the 21.5.
We'll see what Banks is able to do here. 3rd and 3. He's in striking distance there. He's knocking just outside the red zone. So wouldn't surprise me if he goes not just for the first.
Scramble, and Banks keeps it for a first down and more. Banks looking for the punt.
And gets it. No, denied.
They'll mark it at about the 1-yard line. A 20-yard gain by Banks to make it first and goal. Greyhawks at the Elite 1.
So they're looking at 1st and goal here for the 1-yard line. The Elite's defense is really going to have to step up if they're going to stop them. But no, Smith is able to bounce off of him, found a hole.
Trying to be kind, though, giving it to him. I'll give him a pass. 1-yard
And
touchdown run for Smith.
able to go in, put another 6 points on the board for the Greyhawks. Right now we're looking at 13-0, Greyhawks over the Elite. Pretty safe assumption that the kick will go through, but you never know, and that's why we play the game. And that is good.
48 adding the extra point.
So we're now looking at 14-0.
Greyhawks 14, the Elite nothing.
I feel like I'm talking over Devin here. And I never know how well you folks can hear him, so I don't want it to sound like a garbled up mess with the two of us talking at the same time. We're going to have the kickoff here in just a second. The Elite came into this game, I believe it was either 8-1 or 9-1, but they were undefeated except for week 1 against the Greyhawks. Greyhawks, though, ran undefeated all season long. I'm being told Devin is pretty clear. So yeah, you are hearing a mess. kickoff here.
Line kick taken at about the 21-yard line by an up man, looking for somewhere to go, makes a move, and is still on his feet somehow or another. Finally gets taken down after 3 or 4 missed tackles. Nifty footwork by Shabelle Watkins, but Devontae Hill finally tracked him down. And a first down and 10 for the Elite at the 31.
Well, the Elite are coming up to the line here. Let's see if they can't get something going.
That play will not count. A piece of Dirty Laundry hits the field.
As soon as they got that hike off, the Zebras went crazy. So that will wrap that up.
Ball moved back to the 26 after the penalty. First and 15 for the Elite. Landry, the quick pass, that's incomplete. Trying to get it to Pangrak. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15 at the 26.
So repeating now, 1st and 15. He goes airborne, and it can almost gets that. Let's see if we can't take another look at that. So repeating now, 1st and 15. That was so beautiful. He goes airborne, and it can almost got that connected, but just didn't work. Just a step or two beyond him. So now that we're back here live, and Greyhawks are going to go ahead and take a timeout here with 5:58 left to go here in the first quarter.
My mistake there. I'll get over these early jitters here. With the timeout, we will be right back to 5-star in 30 seconds. Third and 15 brought Anthony Thompson, and Thompson gets a first down out across the 40-yard line before being cut down by Jordan Marquez. And on a 3rd and 15, Thompson gained 17 and a 1st and 10 for the Elite at the 43. Landry had protection driven up there, runs away from it, and gets yanked down across midfield.
Oh, and there's flags flying everywhere.
Behind the play. 2 flags are out. We'll let Mr. Leeper tell us about that.
Somebody didn't like that his teammate got yanked down like that, and a little bit of arguing led to a couple flags. So we'll have to see what the Zebras say and get that all sorted out.
Face mask. Number 4 defense. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Face mask against the Greyhawks, number 4.
15 to the end of the run. That puts the ball on the Greyhawk 32. 1st and 10 from there for the Elite.
Wow, that's going to hurt. Well, or help. It depends on your perspective, I suppose. So 1st and 10 on the 33. Got a quick handoff.
Just into the pile, getting a yard or two. That is it.
Yeah, he didn't get very far.
Joe Malero and others plugging that hole pretty quickly. 2nd down. Second and 9 at the 31. Landry flagged down, pass caught. Nice move made in a hurdle and inside the 20-yard line. There's no hand rack before Arthur Humphrey Jr. delivers the goods. But there was a flag that came out on the near side of the field before that pass was ever completed.
Result of the play is a 1st down. Illegal substitution, 12 men on the field, defense. The penalties decline, result of the play 1st down.
So that play stands as a gain of a baker's dozen, 13 to put the Elite at the Greyhawks 18, 1st and 10. Thompson getting the call, and Thompson driven back nearly immediately. A couple of players in yellow bringing him down. Keith McHale, number 9, among the players with a stop.
Play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, 24 offense. 15-yard penalty, still 7 down.
So the down counts because that was after the play, 15-yard penalty. We'll put the ball back on the Greyhawk 32. It'll be second and 24 rather, for the Elite. Landry into double coverage, and it is nearly intercepted, and a flag comes down.
We'll have to see what that laundry's about.
Lloyd will check this flag.
Pass interference. Number 8, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So that's another big help for the Elite. The
So
Greyhawks are just handing them.
1st and 10, they'll reset the chains. Ball will be at the 17 of the Greyhawks. Thompson getting the call, and Thompson for a yard, maybe 2. Nothing more. City now go among the many there defensively. 2nd and 9 at the 16. Here's a fake and a keeper inside the 5 and into the end zone. Here's quarterback Dennis Landry for a touchdown for the Elite. He matched his jersey, number 16, with a 16-yard touchdown run.
So the Elite are able to put something on the board here with 3:21 left in the 1st quarter. It's now 14-6. Greyhawks still have the lead, but not by as much. We'll have to see if they're able to convert this extra point attempt. They have the kicking team out there, so they're going for 1.
attempting and converting the extra point. 3:21
So they
to
cut
go
the lead in half. It's
Greyhawks
now
14,
14-7. We said it at the same time. The Greyhawks will get the ball back here. 3:21 to go in the quarter. Thank you so much for watching Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the CFA 2018 Championship CFA Bowl 7.
The kick taken from the 10-yard line by number 10, Mamerzic, and Mamerzic taking it ahead to the 31-yard line. As a number of members of the elite brought him down, including Richard Zavala, number 44. First and 10 for the Greyhawks from their own 31-yard line. Cameron Smith on first down, and he is tripped up and across the 35-yard line by Tyler Cole, number 35.
Well, he picks up about
Good for
6 yards.
Second and 3 at the 38. Banks a fake to Smith this time, getting away from one guy and dashing to the first down and into elite territory before being run out of bounds near the elite 40. They'll mark him out at the 41. So 19-yard, make it 21 yards picked up, first and 10 at the 41. Scotty Jansen finally chased him out. Banks on first down. And ran it out deep into double coverage, contact and incomplete. No flag, is just incidental contact, and that will bring up second down. With Ryan Mayhew among those covering the intended receiver. After the pass for Outlaw, here's a give to Cameron Smith, and he is brought down right away. Tyler Cole getting in there immediately to make that tackle. No gainer, 3rd down and 10. Greyhawks at the Elite 41.
Well, the Loveland team is getting pretty excited about this.
Third down, in a rollout Banks. The pass is caught. And a first down, Robinson with a couple of moves before being bumped out of bounds at about the 25. There is a flag, though, far side from where we are at the 44.
Wheel formation, 5 men in the backfield. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So with the penalty, ball back in the Elite 46, 3rd and 15 for the Greyhawks. And that is it for the first quarter. So the first 15 minutes in the record books, it's the Greyhawks 14, the Elite 7 in the CFA Colorado Football Association Championship game.
Thank you for watching, folks. We're going to step aside real quick, and we will be back for the start of the second quarter. And welcome back to Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the CFA Championship. They call it the CFA Bowl. Right now we see the Greyhawks lining up against the Loveland Elite. Score is 14-7 in the Greyhawks' favor, but the momentum is shifting.
With protection, but the pass is open and complete.
He was a few steps away from that pass.
4th and 15 at the 46. Banks the quick kick. Down inside the 10, then takes an elite bounce to the 16. Where it is down. Antoine Outlaw. So, first and 10, elite at the 16-yard line, 30 yards in the quick kick by Banks. There is Landry on first down, getting away from Heat. Keeping it, Landry. Slowed down shy of the 25 by Arthur Humphrey Jr. This time it's a gain of a snowman, 8 yards, 7 and 2 at the 24. Anthony Thompson the give this time, and he is still going. Somehow avoided that first tackle and got a first down across the 30-yard line. Before being bumped down there by Jordan Marquez, first and 10 elite at the 32, gain of 8. Landry in trouble again, getting away again, and completing the pass. Flag is down. Allen with the catch. He's into Greyhawk territory. Lowers his shoulder out of bounds. Then a hit out of bounds as there is a flag up at the 42-yard line of the elite.
You ain't tackling nobody, family. We ain't tackling nobody. Hey, I told you I retired for a team. You getting trust, family.
Got some excited folks in the stands. Unfortunately, where I have to place the mics, we can sometimes hear them. Got a face mask at the end of that.
15 yards are added to the end of the run. That puts the ball on the Greyhawk 19-yard line. First and 10 for the elite from there.
So the elite will start their drive, will continue this drive, excuse me, from first and 10 on the 19. They're going to start off in the red zone.
Hey, when these dudes are smashing on basketball, you ain't with it, man.
Hey folks, just to give you a heads up, you're within mic range. Say whatever you need to say, but just so you know. Just want to give some folks a heads up. We don't have the FCC to worry about, but we still try to be somewhat family friendly. 12:51 to go here in the second quarter. Greyhawks are still up 14-7, but the elite are marching down the field, and they're not going backwards. So we will be first and 10 for the Greyhawks. The downside to being a one-man band is when you sometimes have to talk to folks and let them know what's going on. You get your producer hat gets in the way of the camera hat and everything else. So
Banks on first and 10 at the 25. And that pass caught across the 35 for a first down to Devontae Hill, run out by Cody Jasso. Play good for 14 to the 39, first and 10 Greyhawks. That pass caught by Aronis Robinson with a juke. He hits a little bit before being run out of bounds. Three yards to the 42, 7-7. Banks in 7-7. Far side of the field, they reach, and that is a catch. A catch made just shy of the first down by Sean Boyd. So a 5-yard gain to the 47, 3rd and 2. There is a grab. There is a first down. Marcus Hubbard getting the call and getting the first. Down to the 42-yard line of the Elite.
They told me I was supposed to play wide receiver. I got 1 point. Touchdown. I was 1 for 1.
He said 1 for 1. I got it.
In a 12, 1st and 10 at the 41. Banks the quick pass, that is caught inside the 25. And just getting tripped up at the 24-yard line. Steven Mamerzich tripped up by Cody Jasso. But picked up 17, 1st and 10 Greyhawks at the Elite 24.
Elite, first time out of the half.
Well, the Elite take their first time out here with 9:58 to go in the second quarter. They have 2 more remaining. Greyhawks only left with 1, however. So they're going to have to be a little bit more judicious. There is, though, the 2-minute warning that both teams will have.
Flip it over on first down to Smith, and Smith gets popped pretty hard inside the 20. Couple of Elite players, including Noah Harold and Cale Boyd, bring him down. The Greyhawk sandwich with the Elite players providing the bread, 2nd and 4 of the 18. Banks with a pass to the near side, and that is grabbed inside the 10-yard line down to the 8 for a first down and goal.
They're going to say that he was able to stay in bounds on that one.
Outlaw able to make the catch, get a 10, first and goal at the 8 for the Greyhawks.
Loveland's defense is really going to have to step up here. The first and 10 on the 8. Greyhawks are going to be chipping away, but also you can't be surprised if they go ahead and go in the air on this. Banks has got an arm, so you never know what he's going to do.
Banks give to Smith. Smith with room off the right side has got a touchdown for the Greyhawks. 8-yard TD run for Cameron Smith.
Take another look at that. The kick is up and good.
The extra point that is up and good.
So that will put the Greyhawks up 21-7.
21, the Elite 7. Here in the second quarter of this championship game. 8:27 on the clock.
Try is good. During the play, personal foul. Roughing the kicker. 15-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff.
So because of that, the kick will take place from the 50. Taken about 5 yards deep in the end zone. He looks to return it. Broke a tackle, and there is not a lot of open field ahead of him. Moves to the 40. A leap and is across the 45. And just shy of midfield goes to Wayne White. College rules just a 49-yard return, but count the 5 yards in the end zone, and that would have been a 54-yard return for White. Anthony Thompson on first down, and he is not wrestled down. He got out of it. Back to the other side of the field where he's got blockers on first down before being bumped out of bounds by the Ryan Autry the second. They mark him out before he got hit inside the 40. A first down nonetheless. Gain of a dozen to the Greyhawk 39. fake, and Landry keeping it on first down to the right side, and he gets about 3. Now tries to fall forward for another and got that extra yard. To the 35, a sea of yellow bringing him down, including Jason Griffiths. And Keith McHale, 2nd and 6 at the 35. Landry, the quick pass, Howell with a catch inside the 30, tracked down inside the 30 with the first down as Keith McHale takes him down. First and 10 for the Elite, ball at the Greyhawk 26-yard line, gain of 9. Pandrack getting the call that time, and he gets to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a little beyond it, and that's about it. And they'll put it down at the 25-yard line, 2nd down and 9. And here's Landry to throw down the far side. A jump ball and incomplete. As the intended target that time was Hunter Lloyd, well covered by Sean Linton. That'll bring up 3rd down. Here is Landry on 3rd down, the screen to Thompson. Thompson breaking one tackle and fights his way down near the 20 before being run out of bounds. So a 4th down on the way for the Elite. Ball will be at the 20-yard line. 4th down and 4. Here's the 4th down, and here's Landry to throw. Landry with time, now rolling out. Throwing off the back, but it's intercepted. Back the other way come the Greyhawks across the 35. First down over the 45, and run out of bounds. Sean Linton with the interception, and brings it back to the 47, where the Greyhawks will have 1st and 10. Toss it to the man in motion, Devontae Hill. And Hill taking it inside the midfield before being run out of bounds. At the 48-yard line of the Elite, gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Banks on second down. Banks getting away for a moment. Now has room to run and has a first down before going out of bounds. Inside the 40-yard line, chased out by Cody Jasso at the 37. Gain of 11, first and 10 Greyhawks. And no play, flag on the field.
Ball start. Number 74 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty will put the ball on the elite 42, first and 15 for the Greyhawks. In the sprint to the flag. Banks putting it up near side, and it is incomplete. As intended for outlaw, well covered by Thompson. And bring it second down. As the flag is down after about the time the play ended, the flag came in.
Interference. Number 24 defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
With a penalty, first and 10 Greyhawks in the elite 27. On first down, Banks and a roll to his right, gets it away, and a sliding catch made for a first down. That catch made by Mamuzic. Gain of 11 to the 16, first and 10. Draw play and first down, plenty of room, and one tackle away from getting to the end zone. He does get a first down inside the 5. Marquez Shepard got it to the 1, first and goal, gain of 15. Banks keeps it off a fake, and Banks tiptoes in for a touchdown for the Greyhawks. 1-yard TD run for Julian Banks.
Well, that touchdown puts the Greyhawks up 27-7 here. Got a minute 55 left to go in the second quarter. We'll see if they're able to extend the lead just a bit with this point after kick. And it's good.
Chris Fournier adding the extra point, but that depends on what the penalty is.
Loveland. Defense. Penalties decline. Extra point is good.
So the extra point good. It is Greyhawks 28, Elite 7, and about 55 to go in the second quarter. Kick taken from the 10-yard line. Feeling out his blockers and getting across the 25 run out. Shy of the 30. Pingrack on the return, 1st and 10 for the Elite. They'll be at their own 28. Minute 47 to go till halftime. Landry a fake. Now Landry throwing it is caught for a first down across midfield. And down to about the 47-yard line goes Nick Mackey. First down and 10 at the 46 of the Greyhawks. Play good for 28. Snap came a little soon, and now a flag comes in. Landry recovered it.
Now the Elite were trying to rush there, and it looks like it got the better of them. They had a bobbled handoff between the center and quarterback, and thankfully they were able to recover that fumble, but it's going to cost them a down. And the Zebras also saying there was a false start, so that's going to back them up here.
Move it back to the 49 of the Elite, 1st and 15.
Yeah, instead of being on the right side of the midfield line, they're now just knocking on its door. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 49.
Landry on 1st and 15.
Oh, he gets caught from behind. That's going to be a big loss.
That's their second time out of that.
That's going to push them back to about
We're coming back in 30 seconds.
Devin says that's 2nd and 22, and I'm not going to argue with him because he's sitting next to the officials. From here, it looks more like it's going to be 2nd and Castle Rock. I mean, they've got to go way down the field to pick up this first down marker here. And I don't really get the feeling that the Greyhawks defense is just going to let them happen, but that doesn't really mean much. Or it doesn't have to mean much, I should say, because the defense never wants the offense to go very far. Back under play here.
Here is 2nd down and a screen to Thompson. Thompson breaking that tackle, now getting across midfield. Thompson making another move, and he got out of bounds. Still well short of the first down, but he got out of bounds to kill the clock. At 59 seconds, 3rd and 8 at the 44.
Thompson got a better run than I expected. He was able to get back up to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 9 now. That would have been a first down run, but they were in such a hole.
Landry on 3rd down and 8. Even it deep down the far side. Adjustment made by the receiver who came down with a catch somehow. Gee whiz, how'd he come up with that? 1st down and goal to go. After a catch,
that was an amazing catch.
For a while by Lloyd at the 9-yard
Somehow he
line.
comes down with
And a
this
first
right
down.
there and has that sit and look like, yep, that was me. I caught it. Let's move the chains, guys. So Loveland's marching down the field here. They are knocking on it. 1st down and 9.
Landry the draw to Thompson. Thompson straight ahead inside the 5 before being brought down. 2nd and goal, and clock moving. Hurry up mode for the Elite. Landry takes off on a draw, and Landry will not get to the end zone. And now a timeout.
Timeout. Elite. That's their final timeout of that.
So now the Elite are out of timeouts here.
Clock operator, please reset the clock to 8 seconds. 8 seconds.
So they're asking for 8 seconds on the clock here. The Elite are careful. It's time for 1, maybe 2 plays, depending upon how they use the sidelines.
Timeout. Greyhawks. That's their final timeout of that.
Before they could even get the snap off, the Greyhawks also call a timeout here. All right. Looks like we're getting back underway here. Come up to the line. 8 seconds to go.
Landry 3rd down and goal. Pass to the end zone, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and goal.
He tries to go quick to his left, but no good. He and the receiver were way out of alignment.
You know, a couple of things. Greyhawks shirts are going to be sold till halftime. Till the end of halftime, Greyhawks shirts will be available. And also at the south end of the stadium, their concession stand is open. And that's where you'll also find restrooms if you need them. Landry, 4th down and goal, getting away with a pump fake. Now throwing to the end zone, and he's incomplete off the intended receiver. And that is how the first half concludes. There was also 4th down. As for Lloyd. So the first half coming to a close. Greyhawks 28, Elite 7 at the break.
So folks, we're going to step aside for halftime. We will be back for the start of the third quarter. Thank you so much for watching Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the CFA Championship game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the CFA, or Colorado Football Association's championship game. They call it the CFA Bowl 7. This year it's between the Colorado Greyhawks and the Loveland Elite. And right now the Greyhawks have the lead, 27-7. I really wouldn't count Loveland out quite yet. They went 8-1 for the season, and they had a pretty impressive season overall. So we should be expecting a decent second half here from 5 Star Stadium in Thornton, Colorado. Could arguably be my favorite stadium to work from. Definitely my favorite scoreboard. It's a brand new one that they just put in this year, and it looks great. It even shows up pretty well on camera. Last year's model, it didn't work so well on camera, but this one looks pretty good. And we're all set to get underway again. Well, we're all set. We're still waiting on the players, and they're the ones that are the most important. So the Greyhawks are going to kick off here kick off to the Elite, excuse me. I keep bumping things. So we are now underway, getting ready to go. And there's the kick.
48 kick to begin the second half. Thompson takes it on the bounce from the 11 for the Elite. Following the block, now reversing field. Thompson across the 35 and tripped up as he gets to the 40-yard line.
Take another look at that. That was impressive. So the Loveland Elite are coming up to the line here for their first drive of the second half. They're down by 21. I need to correct myself. I said 27-7 earlier. It's actually 28.
Landry, quick pass on first down. That is caught on the first side and cross midfield for a first down for the Elite. Number 5, Allen with the grab and moving the sticks. Eleven-yard gain, now a give to Thompson, and Thompson fights his way down to about the 44-yard line. That's good for 5.
Well, he had to muscle his way through. He picks up about 5-6 yards there. He's on the we're going to set up on the 48 again.
Did not mean to talk over the snap, and that may be why the flags are down. As the pass is incomplete, 3rd and 4 at the 43, pending the flags, which may be on this announcer. We'll see.
Devin's a little concerned that he was talking over at a snap and interfered. No, he couldn't have had anything to do with 12 men on the field. So that's going to move the chains for the Elite.
1st and 10 after that penalty on the Greyhawks for the Elite at the 38 of the Greyhawks.
Now we've got offsides here, or encroachment. So was he drawn off or did he jump? We'll have to wait and see.
Offside. 31, defense. Making a movement that made the offensive player move. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So that penalty will put the ball on the 33-yard line, 1st and 5. It'll be for the Elite.
So they're saying that he drew the offensive player offsides. So that'll go against the Greyhawks. So now we're looking at 1st and 5.
Here is Landry on 1st and 5.
Landry's trying to escape, and bounces off his chest. He just couldn't close that up in time, and that will be incomplete. So it's going to bring 2nd and 5 here from the 34.
Lloyd, 2nd and 5 at the 33.
Oh, 33, excuse me. He's got a slightly better angle, and the zebras were in my way. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with here.
And here is a draw to Thompson, and he is inside the 30, moves the pile near the 1st down. And it's enough, 1st and 10 for the Elite. They move it down to the 27-yard line. Make it the 28, 1st down nonetheless. Landry to throw. And it is incomplete. With the reach of Painrack, that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 28. Thompson on the give, in a little trouble, getting away and then falling forward only for a yard or so. It's Reggie Robinson covering the play. It'll be 3rd and 9 at the 27. Landry in 3rd down and 9, a punt. In trouble on the flag, comes down as he got sacked by Brent Nicholson, but we check the flag.
Here I go playing producer again and not focusing on camera operations. So not got the best shot. Sorry about that, folks.
With the penalty ball to the 18, 1st and 10. Draw to Thompson with a marker out. He gets down to about the 12-yard line, but a flag down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Greyhawks. Half the distance to the goal. First down. That penalty's on the bench.
I got an unsportsmanlike conduct call from the Greyhawks bench. So that's gonna.
The Greyhawks, the Elite will have 1st and goal from there, following the penalty.
That's gonna be 1st and goal from the 6. That's about as good an opportunity as the Elite have seen yet tonight. We'll see if they're going to be able to capitalize on it.
Landry to the end zone and jump.
Over his head.
Over the head of both the receiver and the defender. Intended to Lloyd, well covered, 2nd and goal. Second down, Thompson the toss. Nothing but Greyhawks around him. Still fighting, however, and then it's taken down. Solid plethora of Greyhawks converging on him. Give him a yard to the 5, 3rd and goal. Third down and goal, and here's Landry. And protection to the end zone. The ball's up and incomplete, and then it went up 4th down.
He had to go airborne for it. Just wasn't able to come down with it. It bounced off his hands, but that was a nice attempt.
Intended for Watkins, 4th and goal at the 5.
The Greyhawks are going to call timeout here. With 11:24 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And we're back in 30.
All right, looks like the timeout has come to an end, and everyone's coming back to the line of scrimmage here.
Landry on the roll, 4th and goal. Stuffs, throws, caught, touchdown for the Elite.
We'll take another look at that.
Hunter Lloyd holding on to that one, a 5-yard TD catch on a 4th down, nonetheless for the Elite. Low snap, and the extra point is tipped and no good. So it remains Greyhawks 28, Elite 13. 11-19 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Loveland will kick off here to the Greyhawks. Got 11:19 to go in the 3rd.
Taken from the 13-yard line. Across the 30, down the sideline, a little bit of room before he's bumped out of bounds. There's Itch on the return to the 37, 1st and 10 from there for the Greyhawks. First down, a drop play. Moving defenders still fighting and getting a first down to the 49-yard line. He pumped up Cameron Smith with a hard-earned dozen. Smith again on a draw. He's got room inside the 50 and taken down at the 45 with a flag down. Ryan Mayhew, the tackle, checked the flag.
There's no foul for participating without a helmet. There's continuation of the play.
So with that, just a 6-yard gain, no fouls. 7 and 4 Greyhawks in the Elite 45. Here is a running play, tries to bounce off, but there is a truckload of elite there. To bring it down, it's even a loss of a yard to the 46. 3rd down and 5. Smith caught in the backfield. Third down and Banks with a pass that's low and incomplete, intended for Amos Robinson. And a flag comes down well after the play is over.
Well, that's going to be against the Greyhawks. They are backing them up.
On the offense.
So the down counts because it was after the play had ended, and it'll be 4th down and 20 for the Greyhawks at their 39. Quick kick by Banks is down at the 31-yard line of the Elite, down there by Devontae Hill. "30 yards on the punt, first and 10 Elite at the 31. First down, a fake by Landry and a keep by Landry, and he is not wrapped down though. He kept his footing, somehow got his way into the 37-yard line, breaking the tackles and getting 6, 7, and 4. Landry a fake, now the pass called on the far side. And that gets ahead to the 40-yard line before the tackle is made, a yard short of the first. Lloyd the grab for 3, third and a yard at the 40. And there comes the flag.
That's our second timeout.
Third down and a yard, and Thompson keeping the legs churning and getting that first down to the 42. Gain of 2, first and 10 away to the 42. Landry gets shot down for a sack. Looked like Ramsey just got enough of him to get him down. And that was Daniel Ramsey for the sack at the 39, second and 13. Make the draw, Ramsey rolling out, stops and throws and incomplete. Ainrack the intended target, third and 13 at the 39. They're down and an issue for Landry with a snap, but he does recover and completes it for a first down to Lloyd. Down to the 40-yard line of the Greyhawks. Hunter Lloyd with a catch after the Landry recovery, 21-yard pass. In quickly to the line, Landry. After a stumble, gets it away and it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 23-yard line. Sean Linton with his second pick of the night. Number 23, the interception at his own 23. First and 10 Greyhawks. Now Banks on first down for the Greyhawks. Aromas Robinson the catch of the pass. And a first down before being run out of bounds at the 36-yard line with Tony Jensen. The Bakers dozen, actually one more than that, 14 of the 37, first and 10. Low snap, Banks gets it complete, and with a move, and down the sideline. Inside the 40 before being bumped down by Josh Sampson. Antoine Outlaw with a catch and run to the 39 of the Elite, first and 10 from there for the Greyhawks in a 24. This time a give to Marcus Hubbard, and he is down to the 35, maybe the 34-yard line, tackled by number 35, Tyler Coleman. Make it the 34, 2nd and 5. Banks in a roll, pumps. Now heaves it on the run to the end zone. One-on-one, jump ball, and back for a touchdown. A terrific catch made by Sean Burnett with a TD for the Greyhawks. 34-yard catch. Flag here before they can attempt the extra point.
Offside, 23 defense, half the distance.
Well, that kick is
Nice
good.
snap, but it is put down by Robinson, and the extra point good by Chris Fournier. Even an air horn from the crowd didn't bother him.
Take another look at that touchdown.
In the third quarter, the Greyhawks 35, the Elite 13. 4:47 on the clock. kick bobbled and then recovered. Now he's up past the 20-yard line, runs into a defender, and is shoved down by Devontae Hill. Painrack on the return. And he took it to the 26, first and 10. The Elite will have it from their own 26. Anthony Thompson getting the give on first down. Trying to turn the corner, gets a little bit out of it before being run down at the 34. Painrack juggling, then holding on, and then is hit. The ball is free, and they're going to rule out a fumble and a Greyhawks recovery. Recovery, first and 10. It is for the Greyhawks, and the Elite 33 is the ambulance and paramedics have arrived somewhere. There is a give, and the runner trying to break the tackle, but eventually reinforcements arrive. And Smith getting taken down, the final hit made by Noah Hurd. At the 29.5-yard line, second down, 6.5. Now Banks looking for somewhere to go, gets it away, an incomplete receiver, triple covered. And run up third down. Jeremy Landis, the injured player for the Elite. And that play will not count. Flag down.
Offside. 23 defense. 5-yard penalty.
Penalty will put the ball at the 24.5. That'll be third down and a yard and a half to go for the Greyhawks. Pump by Banks now over the middle and incomplete out of the reach of Robinson. That'll run a fourth down. Fourth down, draw to Smith, a first down, and then some with a flag down as he got cut down inside the 20.
Offside. Penalties decline. So do the punishments.
So the ball at about the 15 with our play standing. First and 10 Greyhawks from there. Low snap, Banks gets it. Pass is completed. He breaks one tackle, then it's tracked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Music's with a catch down to the, and the run down to the 8-yard line. Second down, about 2 to go. On 2 short 3. On a draw play, and the runner gets to the outside, in for a touchdown for the Greyhawks. Cameron Strick in from 8-yard zone. Low snap, Robinson putting it down, and the extra point good. By 40, so about 41 to go in the third. Greyhawks 42, Elite 13. Line kick, that's a free ball now taken by the Elite. Then bounces out of bounds. Hainrack eventually took it. There were two flags down. One at the Greyhawk 37 towards me, and one on the far side at the 33.
Legal formation. Kicking team. Did not have one man on the other side of the kick. 5 eyes on the athlete into the kick. First down, Elite.
So with the penalty, the Elite will take it on their 23, first and 10. Here is Thompson on the give, bouncing off one man and diving forward up to the 28-29-yard line. Sonny Malgo with help on the stop, and he will need assistance coming off the field. Little issue for him as it'll be second down from the 29, 4 to go. Over the middle, flags come in, the ban is incomplete. Lloyd the intended target, but a flag out.
Number 9 defense. 15-yard penalty. Got a first down.
Well, and folks, we now have rain here at 5 Star. Not too bad. So far, nothing's coming in. Nothing's coming in the windows yet.
44 for the Elite after the penalty.
And let's hope that continues.
They gave to Anthony Thompson, and Thompson fights his way ahead to the 48. That's again a 4. Tackle by Arthur Humphrey Jr. Thompson again to the outside and run out of bounds across midfield. Run out by Marcel Trailer. Third and 2 at the Greyhawk 48.
Some of the folks in the stands didn't realize they were talking loud enough to be picked up on the broadcast, so I just wanted to let them know.
So that's it for the third quarter, fourth quarter, forthcoming. The Greyhawks 42, the Elite 13.
So that's it after 3. Right now we're sitting at 42-13 in the Greyhawks' favor. Folks, we're going to step aside real quick. We'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter. Thank you so much for watching Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the CFA Bowl 7. And welcome back to the fourth quarter here. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV's coverage of the Loveland Elite taking on the Greyhawks.
First down with that cut inside and is taken down at about the 41-yard line.
I don't know if you can tell from the angles. Oh, he's still talking.
I
was going to say, I don't know if you can tell from the angles, but it has started raining here. Maybe you can see a little bit here in the lights. Thankfully, the wind angle is such that I'm not getting anything coming in my window, so all my gear is staying dry. I'd be panicked if it didn't. Loveland comes up to the line.
Landry faking now. Landry keeping it. He runs into the arms of the defender. That defender, Keith McHale. No gain, 7th and 10 at the 41. Landry to throw. It's his man inside the 35 and cuts inside the 30 for a first down catch and run for Nick Mackey. First and 10 to the Greyhawk 30, gain of 11. Draw to Thompson, and Thompson getting inside the 30, wrapped up by Arthur Humphrey Jr. with assistance. Two to the 28, 7 and 8. is caught for a loss as Anthony Thompson. Some of you, I guess, in the stands have asked about the police and paramedic presence right near here. It's just a priority call. There are no safety issues to worry about.
We had 3 squad cars and 2 ambulances show up to the apartment complex immediately to the north of the stadium, and I guess that's got a few folks a little concerned as to if there's any security issues that we need to be aware of, but no, not when there's as many ambulances as police officers.
On 3rd down, Landry in a rollout to the right, stops, pumps. Now he's still scrambling around and is eventually sacked. Jason Griffiths getting the sack. Ball back to the 39, 4th and 19. Taylor never done on punt formation. Punt down inside the 10-yard line. They'll put it right at the 10, so first down from there for the Greyhawks on a 29. There is a first down toss and a lot of room out across the 20-yard line and out across the 30. I almost said Cameron Smith. It's Marcus Suburb who takes it across the 30 for a first down for the Greyhawks. In at 22, first and 10, Greyhawks at their 32. Makes on first down, pass back for a first down across the 45-yard line by Devontae Hill. Cody Jasso takes him down. But again, a 15, first and 10, Greyhawks at the 47. And now Mondo Delgado Jr. at quarterback, giving to Hubbard, who is inside of midfield, running into the arms of Taylor Neverdahl. 2nd and 6, Greyhawks at the 49-yard line of the elite. Delgado looking to throw, getting away, and then wrapped up for a sack. Brett Eastberg, the second, picking up the sack, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Third down and 10, Greyhawks back to their 47. Quick pass, and that is caught. And down inside the 40, inside the 30-yard line. Stephen Mamozic with a big catch and run down to the 29-yard line of the elite. There is a flag, however, back at the 48 of the elite. So the Greyhawks will get a fresh set of downs because that penalty happened after the play had ended. They'll just be 15 yards back from where it ended, 1st and 10 at the elite 34. Flag down and inside give. And this is Cameron Smith bowling his way inside the 30, but they mark it to consider.
Legal motion on the offense, 5-yard penalty. First down. 18.
So the penalty putting the ball back at the 49-yard line of the elite. 1st and 15 it'll be for the Greyhawks. Delgado with a pump, and now throws over the middle. He's got a man. He's stepping inside the 10 and just dancing in for a touchdown. Stephen Mamozic. And now it's the Twin Dancers. Mamozic, a 49-yard touchdown catch and run. And now here's Aromas Robinson on a fake on the extra point try, darting back to the other side of the field. And Robinson still looking for something to do. Bouncing off, and he finally just concedes. They've done enough running around to not get anywhere. Well covered as it is. Still the Greyhawks 48, the Elite 13. 6:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Juggle, but the catch made on the return. And out across the 25-yard line, a good return. Cutting back across the 30. He's still going, still dancing. Finally brought down across the 35 is Jamal Watkins. And flags come in at the end of the play.
After the play, let's watch my clock. 19 kicking team. Team will be added to the end of the clock. First down.
So after the penalty, ball will be moved to the 48 of the Greyhawks, and the Elite will have a first and 10 from there. Give it to Thompson. Anthony Thompson falling forward for two. Setting now to another, filling the gap defensively. 7 and 8 at the 46. Better yet, 7.5 at the 45.5. Pass by Landry, incomplete. Behind the receiver, that'll bring up third down. Intended for Nick Mackey. Third down, give to Thompson, breaking some tackles and into the secondary. Taken down inside the 30. But with the first down. First and 10 from the 29. Landry in trouble and gets sacked. Back outside the 35. As Matt Smith, the big man, got to him at the 37. That'll bring up 2nd and 18. They draw a play, breaking one tackle and then getting thrown down out of bounds. Paintrack getting the call and getting a yard or so, and then bring up third down. Third and 17 on the 36. Landry on a pump, gets it away, and coming back, the catch is made, and a flag down as well as Lloyd. Coming back, Hunter Lloyd with a fine play, pending the flag. So they take the penalty because it's an automatic first down, 1st and 10 at the Greyhawk 26 for the elite. Low snap with the handoff made. And he swings around some tackles and gets near first down yardage. Paintrack showing some athleticism. Taking it down to the 16-yard line and getting enough for first. And now Landry looking toward that end zone. Lloyd double covered, almost made the adjustment, but incomplete. A fine effort on an incomplete pass, 2nd down. attempting to keep it. And gets wrapped down after about a yard. Third down and 9 at the 15. They've never made the stop. On the third down, Landry getting it off over the middle, and it's incomplete. Lloyd in the area, now it'll be 4th and 9 for the Elite at the Greyhawk 15.
Loveland opts to take a timeout with 2:03 left on the clock. So they'll get this, after the timeout, they'll get a play off, and then they will get the 2-minute warning. Flags come down before this fourth, what would have been 4th and 9. That'll put the ball back in the Greyhawk 20, 4th and 14 for the Elite. And here's Landry to throw, heaves it toward the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete. No flag on the field, so 1st and 10 for the Greyhawks. They get it on a turnover on downs. Greyhawks will take it from their own 20. Well, Loveland wasn't able to convert that one. So they will turn over on downs to the Greyhawks. 1:58 left on the clock here in regulation. And we've got a 48-13 differential here between the Greyhawks and the Loveland Elite. As I said earlier, the Elite went into this game with only one loss this season. But, and that was against the Greyhawks in week 1.
They run on 1st down. That gets across the 25-yard line before being taken down by Javier Estrada. Give to Marcus Silver to head to the 26.5, 2nd and 3.5. And he threw over the middle, batted around, and incomplete. Well defended.
That was a bit behind him.
Devontae Hill going to run a third down. Pass by Delgado is incomplete. Harassed a little bit by Brett Eastburn, the second. That'll run a fourth down. Hubbard on the run is the first down, ahead to the 35-yard line. Richard Zavala and others run him down, but a first down, Greyhawks at the 35. Hubbard getting wrapped up after a yard or so. Taylor Neverdall and others in the area. In time runs out and make it official, the Greyhawks, Colorado Football Association champions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
here the Colorado Greyhawks, the first team to win the Colorado Football Conference Championship, and now the Colorado Football Association title.
after dominating the CFC for 4 years, they moved over to the CFA and just continued rolling. Final score, 48-13, Greyhawks over Loveland Elite. That was a much better game than I was hoping for. And I'm really glad we were able to bring it to you here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and sign off here. I know the Greyhawks are really happy about this victory. Here I am trying to do too much at once. I'm a little speechless here because that was a great game. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead, as I said, we're going to sign off here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching the season. This wraps up our football coverage for the summer season. We've heard possibilities of some games in September, but those haven't been finalized, so I'm not going to tease them quite yet. But this, as far as I know, this is our final official game Though I might sneak a couple more in if I can. But thank you so much for watching. I love doing these games. We're going to go ahead and sign off. On behalf of Devin, Rob, and myself, thank you for watching, and we hope everyone has a great evening, a great night, and a great rest of your summer. Take care, everybody.